Armin is back on the Cruz Show. Let's go. Real
Dash.
923 Dash Mean.
Sir, we here.
Kardashian.
Hey, that's hell of a mix. Shout out
Yes.
DJ Fuse.
Fuse. Yo, Fuse, my
Yeah.
guy with the intro, man.
I appreciate that.
You know, it's only right, bro. Congratulations on the project. It's officially out.
Thank you. It's officially out. It's called Mean, produced by Scott Storch. It's been a journey to get here, you know what I mean? But we're here.
We've
Yes,
seen the
sir.
journey, bro. We've seen it, bro. We're
Yep.
here. The cover is interesting, too. You're being very honest with the cover, right? And you even talk about your teeth in the project as well. You
Yeah.
show the world what it really looks like.
Yeah, you know, we had this conversation. You know, I was always into like, you know, deep and like double meanings and like, you know what I mean? Like symbolic stuff. And I always have that in my music. But we talking about the album, I'm like, yo, it's very autobiographical. I was thinking of just calling it Mean. And then I kind of made it an acronym, like manifest everything, avoid negativity. Because like, first of all, avoiding negativity is the number one rule in life, you know what I'm saying? But like, I really manifested this project, you know what I mean? Working with all these people, working with my favorite rapper ever, Nas, having Scott Storch produce. It was all like, I always thought about it, I always said it. I might have Scott produce my whole thing after I did like one record years ago, and then it happened, like things like that. So, but then we were thinking about the, you know, the cover, and my manager Coda was like, bro, you need to smile more. Like, you always so serious, and like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to act like you a tough guy or nothing. And I'm like, nah, I agree. I'm not trying to be that. And then we're like, yo, let's just go all out with it. You know what I mean? Show the crooked teeth. You know what I mean? Just go show your flaws. You know what I mean? So, yeah, here we are.
Does that mean in actuality you're like a huge teddy bear type of guy?
I don't know about teddy bear. You know, let's not take it all the way there. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere in between.
Take the toughness all the way out.
yeah, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But yeah.
listen, our teeth are a mess too, so it's all good.
Yeah, man.
I'm missing 3, dog.
I'll be honest with you,
I'm
like
missing a few.
like a lot of girls actually tend to like it for some reason. So they're like, yo, I like that little crooked tooth you got up there. I'm like,
That's
cool, I'm
right,
gonna just
come
show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just show it, man. And you know you have the means to take care of it, but why do that when I'm bearing everything in these records, right? And I'm showing the world who I really am through these lyrics.
Definitely.
When you see me, you're going to see who I am.
You're gonna see who I am. So I felt like it was the perfect cover for this project.
Yes,
you know?
sir. Pentagon Records, we here, bro.
Yes, sir. All independent. You know, this album, when you look at the track list, you would think it's like a major priority act on a major label. You know what I mean? But we really did this completely independently. Yeah, it's really a dream come true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I think you've done a great job setting yourself up, not just musically, but like all the ventures you have. You know, you set a foundation, bro. And I was saying, Cruz, like, with or without music, Armin's gonna be okay.
Right.
And I think now music, yes, it's your passion, but it could be used more as a marketing tool to have visibility to everything else you got going on.
Nah, for sure. You know, music is always what it starts with, kind of. And then, you know, it's really been a marathon for me. I always, you know, refer Nipsey, rest in peace, because, like, first of all, it's been a slow, steady grind, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I always been independent. I always been active in my community. You know, we opened the merch store, kind of like you know what I mean? There's a lot of things like that. So, like you said, it's not, you know, music wasn't how we was, you know, making a living for a long time. Just the last couple years, doors are finally opening and things are really starting to move. But we've been in this decade plus now, you know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, the city, you know, my people always had my back first, and it started growing, city of LA, and now it's like, you know, getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, one thing I want to make sure people know that, you know, this isn't an overnight situation.
It's definitely not an overnight. Last song on the album is actually called Overnight. It's exactly about that. Like, you know, people think this was, you know what I mean? Like, I get this now all the time. All these, you know, Arabs. People think we Arab. You know, they put all Middle Easterns together. The Arab just have money to get all these features. I'm like, really? That's not how it happened at all. Like,
man.
Why do you
at all?
Aside from the talent, why do you think people are willing to work with you?
Oh man, I've learned that. You know, just being super genuine and just being yourself in every room, you know what I'm saying? And you start building relationships over the years. That's what really opened every door for me, I feel like, you know? I got like, obviously Nas being a very important figure in my life, like as a kid, once I met him and started working with him, I feel like the biggest compliment I got first, it was like, yo, you ill, you nice, this, that, which was amazing hearing that from him. But one of the dopest compliments he gave is at one of the events, it was the Grammy, you know, they won the Grammy for the King's Disease, and they had like a little celebration dinner, and Nas and his team and stuff been inviting us to everything, these intimate events. So we over there, and Nas came over, he's like, yo, it was me and my two partners. yo, I just want you to know, I really F with, can I cuss on here? No,
Yeah,
right?
you can.
I really fuck with y'all. Yeah, like, y'all move like real G's, solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then he started talking to my partner, Alex, like, yo, when I met you, boom, boom, boom. And then he talked to me like, yo, and you know what I mean? Like, you a spiritual guy. I could tell your heart is clean. Things like that, you know what I'm saying? And that was like a big, big compliment. So I feel like that kind of represented like what you just asked. Like, you know what I mean? Everywhere we go, I'm not always looking for what's in it for me. I'm like, that'll come. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
Let's just add value and just work and let's all win, you know? And I feel like that attitude
value.
has really helped me, yeah.
Add value. That's very important.
Yeah, man.
Extremely, man.
Yeah, you gotta realize it's not always about you, you know?
That's a
That's a
fact.
big fact.
Yo, you got one with Quavo, man. Yes, sir.
Man.
Crazy.
Shout
Just
out
by
Quavo.
Scott Storch.
Yes, sir. Man, Quavo really looked out, man. He just handed me a hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got introduced to all three of the Migos, rest in peace, Takeoff, a couple years ago, through one of my business partners. At first, I got in the studio with Offset, and then, you know, one day I was talking to Quavo, yeah, let's do something, and then Quavo was pulling up to the studio, so I'm in there with Scott. I'm like, yo, Quavo pulling up. We got to cook something up. And, you know, Scott Storch does everything on the spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Cigarette
it's not like,
and keyboards, let's go.
yeah, it's usually not a cigarette, but
yeah, it's weed.
well, sometimes it is a cigarette.
Sometimes it is a cigarette. It's mostly weed.
It's mostly weed. Actually, it starts with dab, like he's crazy. And then he has the
Genius.
joint,
That man's
and then he
genius.
just goes, you know what I'm saying? And I was kind of had a vision of like what kind of record it should be, because he always asked the artist, like, what do we, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the direction? And he just cooked up that beat with my man Illa on the co-production. And then Quavo came, and I'm like, look, like, we just cooked up this beat. I'm like, you know, you the hit maker. Like, you want to take the lead on it? And he just puts the headphones on. He hadn't even heard the beat yet. He stands in front of the mic. First time he's hearing the beat. And like 20 minutes, he was done. You know what I mean? He just,
Wow.
that hook. And then he gave me a verse too. All I really had to do was add my verse. And he's like, yo, man, we really got one. You know what I mean? And Quavo's so supportive. Like, he always reposts me. Like, you know what I mean? He been following me since when he when he
you know
met
it's
me.
organic.
Like it's really organic, and you feel that. You know what I mean? The song just came out, shattering all my records. You know what I mean? Like, the streams are crazy
Video
on
looks
Spotify.
crazy. Y'all having fun.
Yeah. The video was a one. Yo, Quavo called me. I've been hunting him down for months. Like, let's do this video. You know what I'm saying? All these big guys I tried. It ain't easy. You know what I mean? You get the record is one thing. Getting a video, a whole nother struggle.
Yeah, man.
And Quavo calls me one day. It was like Friday night, 7 p.m. Like, yo, let's do it tonight. I'm like, bro, like, we need some time. This is a big record. Like, this is not some street video where we just with the homies on the street. like, give me like a day. Like, he's like, okay, Sunday.
a day.
Sunday. It was Friday night. He's like, Sunday. I'm like, bet. So in all of Saturday, we, you know what I mean, put that together, and it came out
Treatment,
fire.
all that.
Everything, yeah.
Dang.
We had a whole treatment and everything before that we presented to him, but the director and the whole team that did that treatment, they wasn't available in one day notice. Like, these are all, you know, really in the industry, like really working, you know what I mean? Like, so we had to completely switch gears, but it worked out probably even better, honestly.
Was this the most expensive video you've shot?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got a couple I did one big one with Jeremiah for King James that we dropped like a couple years ago now, that I still put it on the track list as a bonus
It's
track.
on me, yup.
Cause it was part of that whole, you know, those sessions with Scott. That was a pretty big video too, but yeah, this was the biggest one.
Yeah, is this the most important work you've done? You know, you've dropped a lot of music throughout the years.
Not by far. I feel like
This feels like the biggest.
Yeah, it's not only the biggest because of all these names, of course, that's a big
but like
factor.
Just bar level, everything was raised the bar.
Exactly. Like, I feel like, look, I always been a good rapper. I always had joints. I always, you know what I mean, had solid projects, but, you know, to really compete at the highest level, honestly, I feel like I needed that production. And what Scott Storch brought to the table, he's like, he was able, his production was able to take me to the potential that I knew I had, but I hadn't been able to, you know what I mean, get it out there yet. So now it's like, I'm really, really rapping on here, but it's very digestible at the same time. You know, I'm really,
Sure.
I kind of have like that range, like not too many people can rhyme next to Nas, hold their own, and then rhyme next to Quavo on this track like that and hold their own, and then
Two
like
different
kind of
MCs.
feel like themselves still, like it doesn't feel forced or anything. And that's the most, what's it called, like what I pride myself on the most, and the feedback I've been getting from everybody, like, yo, you really use your features right, and like you really not getting lost. It's like all these big ass names on there, but you still, you know what I mean? It's still about you. So yeah, man. And it was, Scott Storch's production, definitely leveled up a lot for me.
I mean, bro, yeah. I mean, is it like is it a collaborative effort with you two where he can say, nah, man, maybe say it this way, or nah, man, trash that verse, write it over?
You know what? So he's very involved first when we start making the beat, and then he kind of leaves the room when you like actually making the song. So he's not in there like a Dr. Dre or something, right? Like, no, say it over. He kind of lets you do you, and then he comes back when it's done. Or sometimes I took it home and I came back the next session or whatever, and then he listens and gives his, his opinion and his criticism. But yeah, he definitely lets the artist just kind of be, you know what I mean?
That's great, right? Because you're flying.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody has their own kind of, process. So he always says, like, I'm really the composer, and I have an ear for, like, records. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he heard the Quavo one, he's like, bro, this is ridiculous. When he heard the French one, he really loved that one. Yalla Bibi, he's like, yo, I think you got a worldwide smash here. You know what I mean? Things like that. When he heard the Nas one, he was like crazy. The intro was one of his favorites. Yeah. So, yeah.
Bro, I really like the Hope song. Hold on, Pain Ends.
Yeah, man. That was
you talking some real shit in there, man.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of like the core of like my core Armin fans. They've been hitting me all weekend because it just dropped, right? Like,
that's what they knew you as.
Hope, like that's the real you. Yeah, because I always been that just telling stories and getting super personal. You know what I'm saying?
Almost like backpack rap in a way.
I guess that's, I don't know if,
boom bap-ish,
it's definitely boom bap-ish. I remember making that beat and Scott was like, man, you want to do some more of that boom bap, huh? Like, because, he just wants to make hit records. I'm like, Scott, we're making a whole project, bro. I can't be,
they gotta be substance.
I need the slappers, but I'm more of a substance guy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's got to be substance and there's got to be like a note to the real ones.
No, 100%. And that's how you gain like real fans. You know what I mean? Like the hits could get you the visibility, but the real fans are the ones that really connect. You know what I'm saying? That hit you, yo. I got grown men in my DMs, yo. This shit made me cry. This, that, you know what I mean? Because it's relatable. It's two verses. The first verse I'm talking about, basically a story of addiction.
Your cousin.
That's my cousin. Yeah. Exactly, for like so long, her entire like 15 years now, and it's still going on. It's just a crazy story, but a very common story, you know what I'm saying, in that world. And then the second verse was about a friend that this just happened recently. I added that verse like only a couple weeks ago, last minute.
Wow.
About really someone that was a fan, like my biggest fan first.
Kid named Josh?
Kid named Josh who started coming to my shows like about a decade ago when I was just, new. And there was this 10-year-old kid that was like pulling up with the mom, and then a couple times with the parents. Then it was like mom and the two aunts, and then they were there at every show. Like, I've done 1 million shows at this point. So every show they're right there, even when I had no crowd, you know what I mean? It's 20 people, 5 of them is Josh and them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you become friends slowly with the parents, with everybody. And then I seen him grow up, you know what I'm saying? And then just recently we heard he had brain cancer, you know what I mean? And then he passed away in February. So, they asked me to perform at the funeral. It was a whole thing. Yeah.
Man.
My voice cracking, I'm talking about.
Nah, man. I mean, dog, listening to it too, I'm like, yo, this is a true story.
Yeah, that verse was tough to write. It was tough to record.
Yeah.
I went in there, I told my engineer, yo, we doing a verse. I'm probably gonna cry. You know what I'm saying?
No, it happens.
He's like, okay, that's what we doing. It's just me and him in there. Yeah, but you feel it in the music. You know what I mean?
I felt when you said we did a song with Nas, my boy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Because he was really there. Like, he's seen the growth, and then right before this like big project, he passes away. You know what I'm saying? Like right before we dropped the Nas song and dropped all these big records. But
yeah, man.
But yeah.
Yeah, with success comes
definitely
a tough
what
road.
What did that situation teach you the most?
Oh man, just like life is short, and like
100%.
Yeah, man, just don't take nothing for granted, really. You know what I mean? And the people around you.
Yeah, bro.
He was about to go to medical school, or he just graduated. He was, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was a good kid.
Still keep in touch with the family?
Yeah, definitely.
100%,
they coming to the show at the Roxy, the album release show on the 4th. They hit me like, yo, we coming for Josh.
Yeah.
But that shows like how much you made an impact on, a lot of people. And your music does that.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good, Armin. Why'd you bring it up, Leche? You see?
Yo, that's crazy. I never cried in the interview. Yeah, this is real.
No, it's real though, man, and congratulations, man, because that takes a lot. It takes a lot to put that out, and to really and to share it with everyone else. That pain is hard to share, bro. It's hard to share because
But it shows like music really touches people, you know what I mean? And it really,
it does.
like it did the same thing to me when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop really like raised me, you know what I'm saying?
Hip hop made you believe you could do this. What you're doing now.
Definitely, it just made you believe you could do anything, like whatever you want to do, like music is powerful, you know what I mean?
Man, we salute you for that, man.
Thank you, Cruz. Thank you for making me cry on the fucking... Almost cry. I held it in.
I saw it here.
Josh, my boy, what you doing to me?
That's appreciation for Josh too. It's not just, you know what I mean? Like,
no, 100%,
such an appreciation for this guy ride or die since day one. You know what I mean? Like,
10 years old.
Yeah, at 10 years old.
I
you
really
appreciate what the motivation he, gave you too.
Nah, for sure. They just posted like a picture of him wearing a t-shirt with my face on it when he was like 10. It was crazy. You know what I mean? I didn't even remember that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Method Man on the project?
Method Man. Man, as a kid, my two favorite rappers was like Nas and Method Man. And I got both of them on the project. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Me and Meth.
Growing up watching MTV.
Of course, man. Like, I'm like a Wu-Tang fanatic. And then Meth kind of always was my favorite if I had to pick, But me and Meth semi had a relationship. Like I opened up a bunch of shows for him, and then I ended up on the Wu-Tang project in like 2017, called The Saga Continues, on a song with just me and Meth. You know what I mean? That's how it ended up, which was fire. And then I just shot him a DM like, yo, I'm working on this project with Scott. He just hit me with the email. 2 weeks later, it was there. I didn't have to follow up. He didn't ask for nothing.
Beautiful.
Like, yeah, man.
That's
shout out to Meth, legendary.
Yeah, man.
Do you think this project means that, or is symbolic to you, that you're here in the industry and you're not going anywhere anymore? Like you always knew you were gonna be that, but is this album that? Like, yeah, this is.
I mean, it's a big statement. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that thought I was gonna go away a long time ago. A lot of skeptics, like, oh, okay, like hold on. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and then when they listen, so first the names kind of draw them in, and then when they listen, they're like, oh no, this is like the real deal. Like, honestly, like if nobody's heard my music and they're listening to this, like, I've never been this confident. Like, just press play on track number 1. Like 9 out of 10 of you are gonna become fans from track number 1. That's how confident I am on this. There's no features on track number 1. You know what I mean? Track number 2, Nas comes in, that helps. But track number 1 is
break down the project, dog. Break down the project.
You know what I'm saying? But it's already like honestly, like, yeah, like, I ain't going nowhere, bro. For sure.
You're with the big dogs. You got an intro from Views.
Yeah.
Views only makes intros for the big dogs, bro.
Come on, dog. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Fuse. Yeah, I didn't expect all that.
Yo, and being independent is extremely important. I know it is for you, right? And like Nib said, you have to go through every emotion to get it done.
Really,
and that's on the project as well.
Yep.
And staying independent is hard. That's not an easy road, or either.
Nah, it's not hard at all. I mean, it's not easy at all. It's definitely hard. But for me, like, I never really knew different. Like, when I started getting a deal for like an Armenian kid that grew up in the Netherlands but is born in LA, like, it was kind of confusing. And you know how labels look is like, people literally told me like, don't nobody want to hear a rapper. You say you're from LA, but you're not a Blood or a Crip, so like, don't nobody want to hear that. Like, you might have to go somewhere else. Like, I've heard these type of things, and it's like, all right, then we got to do it ourselves, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Sure, and then it slowly and then once there was some type of interest and offers, like, I wasn't really interested no more, because I kind of figured out the game, and I realized there's not that much labels can do for me at this point. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a super big bag or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what I did without any label. So
look at it. At this point, they just have to become partners.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. And of course, we'll see where it goes from here. But as of now, yeah, it's been an independent grind. It's been a marathon. I use that Nipsey quote in the song Overnight at the end, because he's like, yo, the only distinguishing quality between me and the next guy is like, I just didn't quit. Like, I just kept going. You know what I mean? It's not like I had it all figured out. It's not like I'm better than everybody, but when you keep going, you keep getting better, you keep evolving, you keep figuring out things, doors keep opening, you meet new people, you know what I mean? So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yo, have you thrown out the first pitch at Dodgers?
I have not.
Oh, we got.
Do you want to?
You got to do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'll connect it. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Yo, you got to do it.
That'd be fire. I might have to go rehearse.
Terrible. I did it. It was all bad. Yeah. It's all bad,
Might as it's gonna be bad too. I already know.
No, it's all good.
But I still want to do it.
What an honor! I'll do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
and,
huge
and embarrass
honor.
myself all over again because it's still such an honor to do it.
Yeah, I always remember 50. How bad 50s was. Like,
Mine was
Cruz is
almost
up
as
there.
bad.
It was that bad?
It's up there.
Wait, Jeff, you got it? Oh shoot!
mine's probably gonna be that bad too. But
Nah,
I
bro.
love to do it.
Yeah, no,
Jackie, let's
let's
get
do
it.
it.
At
Yeah,
Dodgers,
let's-
she can connect that,
Oh,
bro.
that's fire.
That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
No, Cruz's
dog.
first pitch was so bad that I was recording, and then I just went, okay, like. I
Where did the
turned around,
ball
I was
go?
Like, oh, no, I think I should delete that
For 10
video.
seconds, she took off the Cruz Show from her bio.
Bro, and I did
Put it
on,
back the next day.
I did it on
Not
Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I made everybody feel like
Like
shit,
the
you know?
LA Kings had an Armenian Heritage Night and they had me perform. I don't know if the
dope.
Dodgers have something like that. Yeah, that was fire.
I don't think they have an Armenian Heritage Night, but I mean,
Not that
they're
it
always
needs to be.
adding it. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I could always put the idea too.
But that'd
Let's
be crazy
go.
for the city one time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
That's
sir.
crazy. That'd
be amazing.
Mean is out now on all digital streaming platforms. Yes, sir, is a single featuring Quavo.
Quavo, yes.
Scott Storch on the production. My guy, we salute you. We congratulate you. We're
Thank
here
you,
for
man.
whatever you need. We got to get these records on the radio.
Please.
You know what I mean?
That Yes Sir record will fit nicely in the mix.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
heard me, Fuse? You heard
100%,
me?
you know what I'm saying?
Who else in the building?
You're a good dude, man. We're rooting for you. For real.
Yeah, no, for real.
100%.
And I appreciate you guys been there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate all the support. The music, the store, the Pentagon, LA, y'all always come through and rep. You
Been
know what I
there,
mean?
yeah, man.
We back open. We just linked up with my people at Classics. We got sneakers now, so it's not only
Shout
we
to
got the
Classics.
Yeezys, the Jordans, like everything. So you know, we grinding. You know what I mean? Like
the pharmacist is back.
Yeah.
the pharmacist with the crooked teeth is back, baby.
How many business partners do you have?
Bad business partners?
No,
how many business partners?
Yeah, do you have? No. How many business partners?
I don't know why. That's what I heard.
How many business partners do you have?
It's basically a handful of us. It's about 5 of us mainly. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Depending on, I got my cannabis partners, and then we got the clothing and the music, and then now we got Classics. You know what I mean? Over here in the building.
That's right.
So yeah.
Do you recommend?
Sorry to cut you off. I also own 2 pharmacies because like I said, the pharmacist. So like, well, that's a whole different side thing. You know what I'm saying? So different partners.
Do you recommend that to like the independent artists to like, yes, music, but also focus on other things?
I mean, usually you don't really have a choice. Like, you know what I mean? Music is not going to bring in the money like that for a long time, usually, you know what I'm saying? Or at least for a while. So you got to figure out how to pay the bills. And, but if you start, getting to know people and having relationships through music, then slowly you can have other things, you know what I mean? Like me, the clothing really helped, you know what I'm saying? Like we started selling merch and then we realized, like this is kind of keeping me afloat while we're doing the music. You know, music
bro.
was costing more than it was making at the time, you know?
I've known Armenians all my life, man. I've gone to school with Armenians,
Yeah.
A lot of neighborhoods where there's Mexicans, there's also Armenians.
For sure.
And I went to Grant High School, so a lot of Armenians
yeah.
always been solid.
Yeah.
The homie Armin always been solid.
Yeah.
Anush, Anahit always been solid.
You're
feel
naming
me?
some pure Armenian names.
Sarkis, like, yo.
Sarkis, what up?
You feel me? Like, just been solid, man. And it's always been a family feel. So whenever this connects, it just feels right, Armin. So,
Definitely,
I
man. Nah,
appreciate
likewise, bro. Thank you guys for having me. We part of LA, Mexicans, Armenians. When I travel, across the country, it's a little different, but LA, they know the community. Like it's
Yeah,
impossible not to,
Yeah, I remember the homie, man, from AP I almost got fucked up one day, and he stepped in, and he's no longer with us, so I appreciate that. I was a kid, but he stepped in. They were sweating me for my Pendleton.
Oh man,
yeah, man, and he helped me out.
That was that era too. I already know.
Yeah. That Armenian power was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That was
Shout
real
out
in
to
the
them
street.
for sure.
Yeah, bro. Armin, Mean, all streaming platforms. Again, Yes Sir, featuring Quavo is crazy. The video is crazy as well. Armin, R-Mean, congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I
It's
really
love.
appreciate y'all.
All day.
Peace.
Real 92.3 Cruz Show.
Yo, check out more of our YouTube interviews now, ASAP+. Download the free iHeartRadio app so you can check out the Cruz Show podcast.